me and my friend. That's fine, Keegan.
All right.
He lives elsewhere.
The joke is she actually really good at coming up with fake names,
Yeah.
and that's just throw you off the scent.
Haha, fooled you. But he and I got in trouble multiple times for quoting National Treasure too much.
Define in trouble, like in school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were watching it we watched it on a bus to somewhere, I don't know, I think it was like an orchestra trip or something. And then we were also watching it in 7th grade history.
Mm-hmm.
And we were quoting incessantly. And both the teacher on the bus and our 7th grade history teacher got mad at us. They were like, would you shut up? But they said it in a more stern, teacherly manner.
Right. I feel like we've already said this on the... I literally was about to say podcast. I feel like we've already said this on Wind Waker before, but can we acknowledge... National Treasure movies are good. Like, they're dumb and cheesy, but, like, they are popcorn movies, and they're very good popcorn movies. They're so entertaining, and that's what they're there for.
The soundtracks slap.
So good.
I listen to them when I study sometime, and I'm like, yeah!
Ah, dang it, I'm back.
No, yeah. And, like, Nicolas Cage is doing exactly what he must.
Yes.
And Riley is there, willing to die.
Yes. I know we've talked about that
Yeah,
before.
I think that was one of the talking points. See how I wrote that down? In particular.
Did we talk about Mitch's death, though?
And about how brutally violent it was?
Horrible.
I think we did. Oh, it just says National Treasure, too.
Okay, we probably covered it. But just for the record, Ed Harris, like, drowned super hard.
Yeah, and, like, slowly, right? Like, the room
yeah.
It was filling up
the
quickly
thing is,
for them, but,
it's
like...
so weird, because he's willing to murder everyone, and then I think Ben is the one that slips, and he realized, okay, either we're both gonna die, or one of us has to die, and he's closer to, like, the, notch that lets him keep his footing. And so he's like, all right, I guess it'll just be me then.
I guess I'll die.
And quite honestly, yes. And then he's been so villainous the entire time. And then all of a second he's like, tell them I found it. That's all I want. I want them to know that I'm the one who found it.
Yeah, which also is kind of a hardcore concept for...
Yeah, like, I'm totally willing to die as long as, like...
My legacy.
The word gets out there.
Yeah.
And then the FBI shows up, and they're like, all right, we're going to put your name in the paper, you and Ben, and you, Riley, and,
Abigail?
Yeah. I was about to say the actress's name, and I'm like, that's not correct. And also, I can't remember. It's Brew. Their last name starts with Brew, because she's German. I'm embarrassed. I feel like a chauvinist now. I can tell you Justin Bartha and Nicolas Cage's name. I can't remember Abigail's.
Justin Bartha.
It's
National Treasure. Tell me what.
It's not just Brugger. Wait, it might be Nicole.
Diane
Kruger.
Oh, don't worry. She's listed 5th.
Good.
Diane Kruger.
Okay, I got it. When I got the first name, I could get the last name.
I was about to be angry that she was listed 5th, but to be fair, Sean Bean, Harvey Keitel, and John Voight are cast listed.
Okay, I'm aware Harvey Keitel is like a more famous actor. He is not more important to the plot.
He was Peter Sadowski, an FBI agent in charge of the theft of the
I remember his name being uncomfortably similar to Sandusky.
I don't like Sandusky.
What?
What's wrong with Sandusky?
He was that coach that got arrested for... I forget the details, but something very bad.
Now we've arrived in Bummertown.
Yes, so back to Ed Harris drowning slowly. Anyway, what I was going to say was that Harvey Keitel, Mr. Sadowski, shows up and is like, yeah, we'll put your name in the papers, Ben, and Abigail, and Riley. And then there's a long pause, and then Ben's like, sir, one other name. Ed Harris. Mitch. His name, I forget what his full name was.
Who knows?
Called Mitch.
I wanted to say Mitch Henderson, but that's the guy from The Martian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... Wait, not the main character though.
No, that's Matt Damon.
Wait, is it Sean Bond's character?
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah.
Because
I only know that because I read the books. I would never remember that from the movie.
He's the one who doesn't know what the Council of Elrond is.
Yes, quite ironically. And they didn't give that enough of a moment in the movie. Because he's in the scene.
He is.
And they don't even, like, make anything tongue-in-cheek about it. It's just like, oh no, Sean Bean's playing a character who doesn't know what Elrond is.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
You're like, excuse me.
Mark Watley was...
Watney.
Watney. Dang, it was close.
I want to say Watsky. We got there.
Watelski. Watley was the name of Bryan Cranston's dentist character in Seinfeld.
Oh.
The one who converts to Judaism because he wants to make Jewish jokes.
Oh dear.
Seinfeld's a good show. It holds up.
It's one of those shows that's like, oh, I watched it when my parents turned it on.
Yes, same as me.
That's also...
You were either a Friends family or a Seinfeld family.
Is the fact that I was both why I'm bisexual now?
Yes. You solved it.
I did it.
We figured it out.
We're all... Actually, the thing we are most of is a MASH family. MASH is a very good show.
I have heard. I really like Alan Alda. Mm-hmm. I've never watched an episode.
There's some, like, oh, this was made back in the day when misogyny was cool. Mm-hmm. But, like, as a war dramedy, it's real. Oh God, really good.
Hello.
I knew they were around here somewhere. I just couldn't remember where, so I was like.
Sorry, your anxiety's been going off for the past 5 minutes because I was too stupid to find out where I'm supposed to go.
I honestly think I used to use a map for this section. I had the official strategy guide.
Of course. So. Wait, you had the official strategy guide and you and your brothers still had to compete to figure out the puzzles?
We got it later in life, okay?
Okay, alright.
Adjusting feedback, sorry.
What was I was not quite finished with that thought, but I forgot what the thought was.
We were talking about MASH and misogyny and Seinfeld.
I remember reading like top 10 anime plot twists. And when MASH showed up,
Are we well?
No, I was going to it was like top 10 like TV show. I don't know if it was plot twist, but it was top 10 TV show somethings.
Yeah.
MASH was on there, and it was this super sad scene because someone dies in a helicopter off screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember being confused when I found out that it was a comedy, or part comedy.
Yeah.
I'm aware that's probably not the right song, but I'm gonna try it.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, they, like, took out the laugh track in later seasons.
Oh.
Because it got dark. I mean, it's not like it slowly got dark over time. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, every now and then it's be like, yes. And their commanding officer and one of the goofiest characters in the show is now dead because it's war. Anyway.
Okay.
Did you have a dinner plan, by the way?
No, I was gonna ask you about it.
I was just planning on Postmating or ordering something.
Alright. Okay, we're good. Wait, no, don't go this way.
Yeah.
I've unlocked
The secrets. The ladder is golden because it's important.
Yep. Oh no, where do I go?
Oh no.
Where do I go? Ah.
Ah!
This isn't the exit, but...
A guidepost. This is hellish.
This is cursed.
Wait, I'm actually confused. You should be able to... Just... There we go! Like, you should be able to walk out. That was the point of the posts. Pegs? Things you hammer.
I also got text from a roommate who didn't directly ask us to quiet down, but may have been wanting us to. So yeah, we can hold the microphone a little bit closer.
We will stage whisper for the next however many hours.
Because that definitely won't put a strain on our throats right before we do 3 hours of D&D.
Yep, that won't be suffering at all.
Okay, is it still night time? Yes, okay. Go west.
East.
East.
Young man.
To the side.
Go right. Darn right. It's also a Doctor Who reference. Doctor Who really is out there with episodes where they're like, alright, the Doctor and his companion are going to go back in time and meet Queen Victoria, and also there's werewolves.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful.
That is great. We should Skype in Galactic Hero for this conversation so he can tell us about how his favorite line in Doctor Who is about the timey-wimey thing. Because he says that every time Doctor Who is brought up.
It's a good line, but
It is. I'm not upset about it. It's just like, I know.
You do not watch Doctor Who, do you?
Correct. I've seen one episode, and it was apparently supposed to be a very good episode, and I was not impressed, so I
Oh,
was
no.
like, I don't know.
Do you remember what episode?
It was the Are You My Mommy thing.
Oh, those were fun.
I thought it was dumb. I'm sorry.
No, you're so good.
If people like that, that's fine. It's just, I thought the twist was really goofy.
It was written by Stephen Moffat.
Yeah. Known for goofy?
Payoff.
Oh,
Can't do
bad
payoff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But Doctor Who does have one of my. Oh.
Is this...
Oh, you're
Is it-
probably gonna want to go more north. He usually hangs around the island.
I see.
I see it.
I see the island. Oh, is that it? Ghostly silhouette appears.
Doctor Who does have one of my favorite episodes of like television because it's unexpectedly terrifying. Because normally the thesis of Doctor Who is like, we love humanity, you're good and wonderful, and go and unlock your potential.
Yeah.
And the thesis of this episode is humans can also really suck.
Awesome.
Because I'm just gonna spoil it because you're not gonna watch it.
What is the episode called?
It's called Midnight.
Don't know that one.
It's
Wait.
not...
Oh, F me. We ended last time on the ghost ship and it just kicked me out. And I didn't realize that until I got here. I was like, I know this place.
I've been here before.
Okay,
It's fine.
whatever. We're fine. We're here now.
Yeah, it's not as mentioned, which I find criminal, but like,
I'm not doing this right. So I keep doing this.
the Doctor ends up like stuck on essentially this bus, and it's like you can't go outside because the planet will kill you because science works.
Yeah.
And then something
Stephen Moffat.
something starts knocking on the outside of the ship, and they're like, "That's not possible."
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah. It'll go away. And then it like nothing actually like breaks down the door or anything, but you can tell it gets inside and like possesses this woman, and she just starts repeating everything everyone says, and then she synchronizes with them, like she's saying everything at the exact same time.
Oh, please tell me.
Which they do just by really good acting. And let me see if I can find the clip of the particular moment that makes me poop myself every time.
Gotcha. Because I've heard Blink. I haven't seen Blink, and I do want to watch Blink at some point.
It is good.
Or don't Blink. I don't know.
Blink, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're not supposed to blink, but the episode's called Blink.
Yes. Because I am aware of the Killer Angels. I know that is a fascinating, incredible concept.
Yeah. And that's also a Stephen Moffat episode, but he's contained to one episode, so he comes up with something good. Okay, I found the clip.
Alright, should I pause?
It won't take long.
Okay.
That's a promise. So, what do you think? Do we have a deal?
And then she talks first.
Yeah.
And then he starts repeating her.
That's what I was...
And then they're like, well,
really...
we have to save ourselves. We're gonna kill him. We're gonna throw him out of the bus and he's gonna suffer and die.
Cool.
And the evil thing is like telling them like, yes, do it, throw him out of the bus, and he's just repeating everything she's saying. So he's like, yes, do it, throw me out of the bus. And it's just like, oh god.
Cool.
Love that we are capable of that.
Yeah, no, as soon as you said she was in synchronized, I was like, oh, she better start
Leading.
getting ahead of them, yeah. Roommate has clarified we're good on volume.
Oh, amazing. Because I immediately forgot.
Oh, not
Oh,
you.
God.
I mean, I can still shoot you with an arrow, but that was not the point.
I think if you shoot redeads with arrows, they just stick in them, and it like makes a thunk sound, and it doesn't do anything.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gross.
Thank you. Alright.
Yes.
God, the thing about throw me out just reminded me of the Jonah story from the Bible, which is so much sillier than people learn in Sunday school.
Didn't he's the one that got swallowed by a whale?
Yes, but there's so much more to the story. Can I
Please
do
tell me
Bible
that-
stories?
please do.
But real?
I'm delighted.
Okay. Oh, dang, I forget we have to keep getting... we have to get it deciphered.
Mm-hmm. It's good that you also got lots of money. Whoop.
I don't think I have enough for almost anything.
Look back at the island. That you're, like...
Is there
treasure.
Oh, I forgot to get that other treasure.
Mm.
Oh, wait, is this the same island?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if this is...
No, it's not. I was at the bean.
Oh, yeah, this is Bomb Island. You might want to hang off on getting that, because I don't... Like, if it's a Triforce, you're fine, but if it's money, like, I think you're about to run out of wallet space.
I also don't think it would be shiny if it was a Triforce, because I don't have it deciphered.
I think you do have some charts that you have
Right, but
deciphered, don't you?
I feel like I feel like I've gotten most of the... Hang on. Where do I see that?
And then you can just
Nope.
keep just scrolling.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, like you can get that one.
Okay, but that's not Bomb Island.
Okay, yeah, so it's a treasury boy.
So don't get it.
Probably not,
This is
because...
my wallet.
Yeah,
I
because if
forget.
it's like 200 rupees, then I think you only have the 1,000. If you do have the 5,000, I apologize, but...
You're totally good. Okay. I hate this map every time I see it.
Tell me about
I thought
John
that happened when it opened, and I was like, oh, it didn't do the sound effect. I hate it slightly less now, and then... hang on, I have to focus with all my might. I'm getting the song right. Okay, so yeah, Jonah was a prophet, and God spoke to him and was like, go to Nineveh, because they're bad people, and we need to tell them to repent, otherwise I'll destroy their town. And Jonah's like, yeah, Nineveh does suck, so I don't want to go there. And so he gets the job from God, he gets the contract, and then he literally just gets on a boat that's like, take me in the opposite direction of Nineveh.
And then a whale is like, no you don't.
Well, not quite. And then God is like, hey, what are you doing? And sends a huge storm down. And all the sailors on board the ship are like, okay, well, somebody's God is angry because we're about to drown.
Yeah.
And they're all freaking out. And they're like drawing lots to decide whose fault it is.
Oh my god. Throw him off the boat!
And so, well, yeah, no, that's the plan. And then Jonah, to his credit, is like, no, it's me. It's my God that's angry. Throw me overboard. And so they do. And the rains immediately stop. And Jonah's like, well, time to die. At least I didn't have to go to Nineveh. And then the whale swallows him. And then he's in the whale and he's like, man, this sucks. And he's like, all right, God, I am...
Sorry about that one.
Sorry about that. I will go preach to Nineveh. And so God's like, cool. And then the whale spits him up, like, basically on the Nineveh beach. And he's like, okay, I'm here now. And so he goes and he's like, I'm gonna hate this, but he goes and he preaches to the Nineveh people, and then he goes, all right, well at the very least, like I preached to them. I would like that, Tingle, but unfortunately, you don't have the boats. Oh, I didn't get hurt from that. That's nice. Okay, first off, let me just figure out where we're going.
Yeah.
Remind me where I left off.
You were at Bomb Island.
Well, not yet. I'm just telling you.
About.
Wait, no, you didn't even remind me. I meant where in the story am I? But don't remind me until I figure out where we're going. Okay, I don't know where that is. That looks like it's at Windfall Island. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is.
The nice thing about this weird setup is that you can like tab over, like hit L, and then like look at the islands so you can compare the shapes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a good third of these have still not been mapped. So yeah, that's outside. Yeah. Is there one like that? Maybe. Doesn't look quite right. We'll pass on that for now. Is that the heart? One of these hearts was important. Right? Okay, it's that one.
Treasure chart.
Okay. Oh, dang it. That is a treasure chart. Dang it. Okay.
But you probably will need to pick some of those up because money.
I'm just going to go to Outside Island.
Say hi to Grandma.
Yeah. So.
He's at Nineveh and he's like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, but okay, so he preaches to them, and he's like, repent, because God's gonna destroy your city if you don't. And so they're like, rad. And then...
I think I would have gone to church a lot longer if all the stories were told like this.
And then,
Yeah?
Yeah, just want to check the microphone. Okay. And so he goes, and then he's like, okay, I preached to them, and they suck, but at the very least, I'm going to be able to watch God destroy the city, and that's going to be pretty rad. And so he goes and sits on a cliff close to Nineveh.
Does the cliff get destroyed?
No.
Okay.
And he's like super hyped. He's like getting his popcorn out, like ready to watch the city get destroyed. And then it's like the Grinch listening from the
oh my God.
top of Mount Crumpet.
He hears them singing. Is it called Mount Crumpet?
I believe so.
Incredible.
Wait, slow down. Where was it? Crap, I wasn't paying attention.
You can also look at your map and see like the treasure chart if you get close-ish. You show up on the treasure chart, so you can.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, but this should be good enough. Right here.
You should hear some jangles.
I don't. I'm close.
There's jangles.
Okay. I don't know if he actually hears them sing, but they do repent.
Okay.
And they're like, all right, fair God, don't destroy us. We're good. We'll be good from here on out. Mm. And Jonah's like,
dang it.
That's some bull.
Jonah sounds like me not going to work, except I caddied and I was not a profitable board.
And so, yeah, and then God's like, okay, clearly Jonah has still not learned his dumb lesson, so, hey, Jonah, I'm gonna have this bush grow next. He's still sitting on the cliff, just like pouting. And God's like, hey, Jonah, I'm gonna have this bush sprout next to you. It's gonna give you shade. And is the Heart Island to the west of Tingle?
Yes.
And Jonah's like, rad. He's still just sitting on the cliff, not doing anything. And then God's like, okay, now I'm going to kill the bush. The bush is dead. And Jonah's in the sun again, and it's super hot. And he's like, this sucks. I wish I would die.
What?
He literally says, I wish I was dead right now.
This is literally me caddying.
And then God is like, so, Jonah, have you learned your lesson? Like, be thankful for what you do have. Because I really don't know what the point of the bush is, but
I was gonna say.
that's the end of the story.
That's it!
Like, I don't think it even has Jonah's response. Just like God is like, that's what you get.
The end.
Yep, the end.
Oh my god, this is like an Always Sunny episode where it's like, I'm not going to Nineveh. Jonah goes to Nineveh.
This is actually perfect because I've told Troy Baker a lot of the Bible stories, but told in my way of storytelling. So now I can tell them now, since this is the new thing on the podcast.
Yeah.
Is, Dale tells Bible stories.
I like it.
Are you aware of David and Bathsheba?
No, I'm not.
Oh, so good. Okay, so so David was the king.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, he was chilling on his roof because that's what you do.
Is this what Hallelujah's about?
Hallelujah is not really about anything, but yes, this is the closest
You
thing.
did see her bathing on the roof.
Yes, that line specifically was yes. That's Hallelujah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the roof, and he looks out, and he sees this hot chick bathing, and he's like, that's hot. And so he's like, hey, messenger, go tell that chick that she should marry me, because that'd be rad. And she turns out that the chick's name is Bathsheba, and she's like, I can't, because I'm already married to Uriah the Hittite, who is an absolute unit. I love Uriah, and his only role in the Bible is this story. So you'll find out why I like him.
Incredible.
But yeah, she's like,
no, I think you were going the correct way though. Yeah, it's the pointy one.
Is it? But it's a. Okay. Yeah. All right. She's like, yeah, I'm married to Uriah, and David's like, all right, I can't change that, but do you still want to bang? And Bathsheba's like, I guess. I mean, you are the king. Like, it's probably gonna come with good benefits, and also, like, yeah, that's just what you do back then, unfortunately. Hang on, Shark. I have to find the treasure.
And I have to learn about Bathsheba.
Yes. Oh yeah, close. And so yeah, they bang. And then little time passes, and then Bathsheba's like, "Hey, David, I think I'm pregnant."
Oh boy, try the other side of the boat.
Yeah, I will. And David's like, "Okay, all right."
Interesting.
Interesting on all accounts, both in David's account and mine. No, it went away. Completely gone.
Treasure moved.
It's like the good shit.
There are no more clothes, okay? That's it. It's over.
Okay, where was it?
And David's like, okay, you're pregnant.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, somebody send Uriah in here. But Israel is at war during this, and Uriah is like not like a general, but he's like a fairly high-ranking soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why did it go away? I didn't move.
Look at your map.
What? Did the winds take me away?
Okay, that should be good.
It should.
It better be.
And so David's like, hey.
Oh, thank God.
David's like, hey, Uriah, I know you spend most of the time in the camps with all the soldiers because, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't you take a break? Why don't you go, hang out with your wife for a couple nights? And he's like trying to get Uriah to sleep with Bathsheba, so he thinks that's his kid.
Yeah.
That is not a Triforce. Did we know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that is the one. Okay, yeah, now I remember. I'm sorry.
Nah, you need the money.
I do need the money.
I'll have the money, boss.
I'll get the money for you, boss. Do you mind telling me, is that where that is?
I want to say yes.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what's on Headstone Island. So yeah, David's like, go hang out with your wife and, have what could be your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And, not that I would know anything about that. And, Uriah's like, that sounds it's really nice of you, boss. But, I'm a soldier, I gotta stick with my men. So I'm gonna, still just stay at the camps.
He's like, okay.
It's like, okay. Hey, Uriah, come back here. You're doing a really good job on the battlefield, and so I'm inviting you to an exclusive party with the king.
Hey.
Relax, have a drink, have several drinks, have a ton of drinks. And he gets Uriah super drunk, and then he's like, all right, Uriah,
there's your wife.
go hang out with your wife. And Uriah's like, that's really kind of you, King David. I'm a soldier, I can't hang out with the rest of the troops.
Audience at home, if you just heard a beanbag massacre, it was me flailing in laughter.
And so he's super drunk, but he goes back and hangs out with the rest of the troops. And so King David's like, okay.
Oh my God.
Now, another thing, when I was telling the story, I was telling Troy Baker about how the kings of Israel worked. How the kings of Israel worked is at one point God was like, hey, I'm your king, right? And they were like, yes. And then that worked for 20 years, and then they were like, actually, we want our own human king.
It's not very long.
And yeah, it was not. And then God was like, you're going to regret this. I'm not even going to make you regret it. I'm going to let this happen, and you will find out that you will regret it. But fine, have some kings. And so there were 3 kings of Israel. There might have been more, but the 3 main ones are Saul, who you may recognize as a bad name.
Yeah.
Saul was not a great king. He had 2 good moments, but for the most part, there's some good Saul stories too.
I don't think it's the silent, my man.
Okay.
I feel like you would have seen the
Well then,
beam.
let's just keep going east,
All
because
right.
there's lots of exploring to do.
It's treasure.
I hope I have enough bait. I think I do, because I brought a ton of bait.
Yeah. So Saul's not good.
Saul's not great, and then there's King David, who is considered the best king Israel had. And then there's Solomon, who had some shining moments, had some really crappy moments too. So yeah, for context, King David is the best king Israel had in Bible times. What do you think David's third solution is to...
I can't even fathom.
Okay. It does not have the same theme as the other 2 solutions. He goes, all right, Uriah clearly doesn't want to sleep with his wife right now. Uriah, you're a good soldier. Why don't you lead the front lines on the next one?
No!
And then he sends a letter to the rest of his commanders, and he's like, hey, Uriah's going to lead you into battle. Hold back a little bit. Let him go out on his own.
No!
And Uriah gets a message from the king that's like, these are the orders. And he's like,
Okay.
I will probably die, but okay. And he dies.
Oh my God.
And then David marries Bathsheba, and that's pretty much the end of the story.
Oh, and the other 2 were so sitcom-y, and then it's like, well, I guess I'll just murder him.
Yeah, it gets a little less fun.
Yeah, that's not what Hallelujah is about.
Yeah, not really.